With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Hey there, this is Dennis Anyone with Dennis Hensley. It's a podcast about making things up and making things happen. I love creative people and how they do their thing and how they hang in there. And today I have 3 guests, 3 longtime friends of mine. We've got Oscar Quintero, Danny Casillas, and Kurt Koehler. They are 3 of the people behind the long-running hit comedy show Chico's Angels. They've got a new series of shows coming up June 3rd through the 28th, Boat Chicas, where Chico's Angels go infiltrate the Love Boat and try to, I don't know, solve a mystery or something. Also, they have a new hunk this time, Sebastian Dino, who is also in my play coming up at the Fringe, the Point of Pinecones. So anyway, there's a lot of cross-pollination happening. I love Chico's Angels. I remember post-pandemic how long it had been since I'd seen them. I put them on my dream board, and then when I got to go back and see them again, it was a delight, and I felt like a lot of other people felt the same. So it was fun to talk to these folks about their show. But before we get to that, I want to remind you that this podcast is brought to you by me, but you can support it by leaving a tip in my virtual tip jar at DennisHensley.net. You can also check out my Patreon and Substack. It's called Dennis Hensley's Happy and Gay. Right now it's free. I drop an episode like twice a month because I'm busy, but it's fun. And you can subscribe to those at Patreon or Substack, Dennis Hensley's Happy and Gay. Also, February 7th through the 14th, 2027, I'm going to be part of the Live Love podcast cruise with Derek and Romaine and some other podcasters. So, yeah, we're going to be on a boat doing our thing. So it leaves out of LA to Mexico. Check it out at dnrtravel.com. Also, my show is going to be at the Fringe Festival, the Point of Pinecones, my first ever play. I'm really excited about it. June 7th, 14th, and 21st, different dates. There's a link in my Instagram bio, but you can also go to hollywoodfringe.org and just search for Point of Pinecones. The tickets are really cheap. It's like a staged reading, but I think it's going to be interesting. And I got a lot of work to do to get it ready to go. Also, the Mismatch game is coming back June 26th. So we got a little while on that, but, you know, got to start planning these things. All right, enough of the plugs. Here now is my interview with Oscar Quintero, Danny Casillas, and Kurt Koehler from Chico's Angels. Joining me now via Zoom from different places in Los Angeles, it's 3 friends of mine. They are some of the creative forces behind Chico's Angels, iconic show that has been delighting audiences for many years. We've got Oscar Quintero, Danny Casillas, and Kurt Koehler. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Of course. I mean, you were probably one of my early guests. I remember like going to some photo shoot and you were all in gold in a parking lot. I have this memory. Yeah, so lots of love, lots of history with Chico's. You're coming back with Boat Chicas on June 3rd through the 28th at Casita del Campo, the Cavern Club Theater there. So, Oscar, tell us a little bit about what happens this time in terms of the plot and the story. What are the angels getting themselves into this time around?
Well, just to correct you a little bit, it's Boat Chicas.
Chicas, what did I say? Boat.
You said Chicos.
Oh, yeah, no, that's wrong.
No, but everybody does
this.
that, which is, yeah, but
okay,
everybody
thank
does
you.
that.
All right.
Even Kurt does that still.
Yeah. Boat Chicas.
I never called it Boat Chicos.
Not anymore, Kurt, but you used to always say the wrong.
Okay, interesting.
You always used to call me Kirk with a K. So how
I did.
That?
I know we're all even. Let's just spend the next 45 minutes going through things that we remember that other people did or said or whatever, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. So tell us about the storyline this time, Oscar.
So this is probably one of my favorite episodes because we've done 6 stage 2-act musicals, and this was episode number 2. And this one, we go undercover on the Love Boat because someone's trying to murder Charo.
Right.
So we go undercover trying to find out who is trying to take her out, because who would want to take out that diva? And it's just such a sweet, funny show. And the theme we're on the Love Boat, so the theme of the show is love, and we all fall in love in one way or another on this show. And but it's so funny because a lot of people often think that we're just silly, but there is some heart to a lot of what we do.
Oh, of course there is. There is.
Yeah.
You guys, you love each other, you bicker, and yet you can't imagine you without all three of you. And we don't have Chita Parole here, played by Ray Garcia, but definitely a part of the magic. Danny Casillas. Yes. Danny Casillas. Talk to me about your character and what her vibe is generally, and then also like what she gets into in this episode.
Frida Lay, she is the blonde. She may not have the brightest halo, but she is blonde. She's the very friendly one, which means she's a slut.
Right. The sluttiest of the three, easily, right? Easily.
Yeah, but I don't know if it comes from a place of sex hunger or just she's really friendly.
Right.
And she's also naive or dumb. So she fumbles forward and survives everything because she's just that magic angel that everyone loves. And on the Love Boat, she might be encountering a kind of love she has not experienced before.
Interesting.
So it's fun for Frida in this one.
I love it. All right, Oscar, tell us about your character.
Well, Quesadilla is she's a little self-absorbed,
right?
And she's thinks she's the center of the universe in any situation that she goes to. It's funny, when I first created this character, I did it for a drag pageant, and somebody once said she's the biggest thing out of Tijuana, and she takes that everywhere she goes.
Right.
She's a bit delusional, a bit hopeless romantic. She thinks everybody loves her, or all the boys want her.
Right.
And but I think that delusion created this confidence that she shouldn't have, but nonetheless, even though she's so self-absorbed, she's very endearing, and people love her as well. And I think that's the thing about these angels, is that they're all on some. There's such a humanity to all of them that as bad as they can be, it's kind of that lovable bitch that you like, that we come to love, like on any of those 1980s 1 hour dramas.
Yeah, like a soap vixen. You mentioned the drag pageant where you first performed Quesadilla. I worked on that pageant as a writer. It was the Quest for the Crown. And I still remember you coming in and just knocking everyone's socks off with your comedy. Like, it was a fully formed character. It was unique. We were looking at each other like, amazing. This is amazing. Yeah. What do you remember about that audition? Do you remember feeling like you knew what you were doing?
No, I was so I felt so out of my element. I was so scared, which is kind of, I think, what made the character so endearing, because I did not know what I was doing. And I remember the night of the pageant thinking, like, I'm just glad that they let me in the building, because I was so excited to be there.
Yeah.
And but the character was based on my mother and my three aunts, who are just these kind of over the top, bigger than life characters and they were in real life. They've since passed, but they were Quesadilla's inspiration. It's that confidence that didn't belong there that they carried. But, again, they were just they were a bit delusional.
I'm trying to remember. You did something crazy for your talent. Did you make something? What was your talent?
I gave margarita lessons.
Right. That's
but
what I remember.
Entered in a piñata, like a huge piñata, and I had all four of my nieces and nephews run up on stage and start hitting it. Yeah. Hitting the piñata, and it split open. I got on stage, I did a little folklorico dance, and then went into margarita lessons. Yeah.
I mean, tens across the board. Kurt Koehler, you are the director of the show, but you're also acting in it this time out. Talk to me about your character. What do you play in Boat Chicas?
Well, I'm also the co-writer of the show too.
Yes.
And I play Captain Stubby.
Oh, Captain Stubby.
It's like Captain Stubing. And then I play some other smaller characters that come through to fill out the rest of the, TV drama characters that we throw in, and we make angels go, in something that they're just not part of.
Yeah.
Normally, they're stock characters. So I play a couple other stock characters that are really fun and delicious. But I just wanted to say about Quesadilla. I think when we were writing this stuff, he's channeling his grandmother and his mother, but I'm channeling Miss Piggy when I write for Quesadillas.
Interesting. Did you know that, Oscar? Is that a scoop, or did you know that? You said that before.
No, he eventually told me that, but it makes sense because
totally makes sense.
She's got Miss Piggy energy.
For sure.
And she's in a blonde wig in this one. So it even, yeah. Oh,
interesting.
I don't want to give away it there.
Interesting.
Don't give it away.
Yeah. I want to talk to you guys about shoes because I'm friends with Danny and he'll be like, oh, I went through another pair of shoes. Like there's shoes issues. So, and Kurt, I know you've played female characters in some of the other shows. Talk to me about shoes. How has your relationship changed with shoes? Is it like, I've got the shoes that I love. They're fine. I'm good. Or is it always just a walk on a tight wire?
Okay, Dennis, the fact that you're even asking this question is hilarious because when we first did Chico's Angels this past June last year, when we did it for the first time after having been away for years, I think Danny went through 3 pairs of shoes in one show where he broke.
I know.
And by the end of the show, he ended up doing it barefoot or something.
Shit.
I have a backup. I have 1 or 2 backup shoes.
Yeah.
It's that kind of show where we're running.
Yeah.
We're fighting. I run backwards during one number. And those shoes, they don't stand a chance because I'm not the daintiest.
Yeah.
Pair of legs in the shoes. But
she's sturdy, Dennis. She's sturdy.
Okay, all right.
If Kiki boots were real, I would love it.
Right.
But I think part of it is now that we've gotten older, now when I'm replacing the shoes, 2 things come into play. The fun hooker shoe places are gone.
Fuck.
You can't find those delicious shoes that had tassels and fur and goldfish in the heels. Now it's just red, black, and white, 6 or 7 inch heels that are not as fun. And we're older, so my heels are getting shorter as we go, and I replace shoes because I'm getting a sciatic nerve kind of thing going on.
Pretty soon you're just going to be in flats and like jellies, and that's fine.
Oh my God, it's coming. And we keep joking that we're entering the golden Chicas era.
Right?
Because we are old. But when we did the show in June, I hadn't done a full show like this in so long. Because in my regular drag work, I started wearing a lot of like flip-flops, like sparkly flip-flops and flatter shoes because I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So then when we did this show, I was not ready for it. And my knee at one point started like popping.
Uh-oh.
And it never went away. It still does it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it started from that June run last year.
I mean, sometimes I'm doing things and I'm thinking, I can still kind of do it. And then something happens and I'm like, well, maybe I can't. But no, you're just going to keep hanging on until we're not hanging on anymore. Did you guys notice when Drag Race blew up and like drag became a much bigger thing? Because you were starting this way before and it's a different thing, but drag has changed so much since you started this show. Is it 2 different worlds or does it resonate? Are there like, I'm surprised there's not as many shoe options because it feels like drag is bigger now.
I think drag is fishy now and it's not really actor driven where I feel like the angels are actors. We're actors, we're comedians.
Right.
And it's not about belittling anybody or, it's written clever to be dirty, but innuendo wise, not to put it right on the nose. Yeah. And I feel like that's always been our case. If we were writing and there was like a curse word, we're like, oh no. Yeah. That wouldn't come out of their mouth because we're on television.
Yeah.
Right. So the angels don't curse. I never realized that. You guys don't curse. No.
You know what? It was a rule we made early on because we wanted to be smarter than just relying on a curse word.
Yeah.
There's an occasional bitch or an occasional backhanded dig at each other that I think is funner.
Right.
Because just go for the quick, cheap FU or whore or bitch. It just doesn't work the same. And there's been times where something has happened and where we accidentally dropped one and it's not our vibe.
It's not your vibe. I never realized that you guys do not swear. You're clean teens in a way.
Also, we sing live. We don't lip sync our songs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you mentioned at the top of this that this is a 2-act musical. And a lot of shows have gotten shorter and shorter, and they want you out in 80 minutes, or and there are probably times when you're exhausted and you're like, boy, I wish this was 80 minutes. But you guys give us a 2-hour or a 2-act musical with an intermission. Talk about that. Do you ever think of like, maybe we get it down more, or is that your thing and you're sticking with it?
Well, we have 2 full-act musicals.
Right.
But we've since done variety shows that were like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We did a show called Viva las Chicas. We did a version of Chico's Angels as a Christmas show, which was the Feliz Navidivas.
Yes.
So we've done different iterations of it, but I think what makes our show so good is when we're in that realm of solving a case, because there's such fish out of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. There needs to be a whole story. Like we tried to do that with Chicas in Space too, where it was just one act and it was like a little over an hour, and it's like you're squashing so much story in there that it becomes a little not as attachable for the audience, I think.
Yeah. What can you tell us about the musical numbers in this show? Do you want to drop any titles or any hints or a vibe?
Well, I'll just say that it's all, this one particularly, this is part of the reason it's one of my favorite, is because it's all disco music.
Yes.
Because of Charo, because of Love Boat, it was all kind of in that era when disco was kind of starting to die out. But I love this episode for that very reason. It's all disco music. I don't think there's any songs in here that aren't.
Yeah. And one of your trademarks is you always have a hunk that's in your show. And Danny will often kind of come up to me and say, we need a hunk. Do you know any hunks? And, but you got to have it. It's like, it's just part of the formula at this point.
I think part of that was in the 70s, the Angels, they were the TNA, they were the sex objects. And we thought, well, we're turning stuff upside down. Let's make the guys the jiggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And
my experience, or most guys that are built like that, they're okay with showing it off. You don't have to twist their arm too much. And you have a hunk that I happen to know this time who's making his debut as a hunk, because he's also in my play reading, the Point of Pinecones. Sebastian Dino is doing your show. So, and a Drag Race alum. He's been on Drag Race. So, I'm excited about that. Kurt, I wanted Dennis, to. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say, finding the hunk can be a little challenging because there are some actors out there who will spend 30 hours in the gym and refuse to take off their shirt because they don't want to be known for that. It's right. Like, we're a comedy. You read what we're about, and you don't want to take off your shirt. Oh, I don't want to. Like,
this is a sidebar, but when I go to musicals and there's a hot guy in it, he's going to have a shirtless pic running on Runyon Canyon in Instagram. So you're like, I know I'm going to follow. It's a new Instagram follow, and they rarely disappoint if they're, but yeah. You're like, maybe it's Billy Lawler and anything goes, but you can watch him do crunches on Instagram. It's good.
And in his BVDs.
Yep.
One shot.
Kurt, you're also a very serious working actor. You were in Oppenheimer. How is Oppenheimer and Chico's
very hilarious Oppenheimer?
The very hilarious Oppenheimer. Does it share any DNA with what you do in Chico's, or is it totally different worlds?
Well, I feel like comedy is harder than drama.
Interesting.
Because getting people to laugh, I feel like is really, it's a formula, and there's rhythm and there's timing, where drama, you can, if it's good writing, you can just listen to your breath and trust the words, almost in certain things that you do. I mean, not if you were the lead, obviously, but coming into a movie and things like that and small things, I've always found comedy is if you can do comedy, you can probably do drama. But if you can do drama, I don't think you can necessarily just do comedy also.
I think that's true.
I've found that.
I think that's true. Some people just don't have that funny thing. I think that's true.
Because I've seen Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler go to drama, and they're really good.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then I've seen straight acting people do comedy, they're more drama driven.
Yeah.
And they're too cool for school, or they're not getting the rhythm. They're not getting why,
Yeah.
why they're there. So
when you're on a big serious movie, do you give out flyers for Chicos and say, hey, if you're not doing anything this weekend, Robert Downey Jr.?
I did on Oppenheimer. I did.
Good for you. I'm proud of you because I would think the temptation is to be like cool, serious person.
Every time I do something, and like with Oppenheimer, I was on that for 2 weeks in the green room with Tony Goldwyn and Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt, and conversations were fun. People were on their phone most of the time, but conversations were fun until they started talking about their third and fourth home. Then I just kind of backed away and just went, but
right,
But I really remember talking to Tony Goldwyn because he was going to be directing some show he wanted to get to Broadway, and I was just kind of talking shop with him, and then I talked about Chico's Angels, and they all wanted to see what it was. They were interested in hearing about it. So because when you pitch people that it's a Three Stooges meets Charlie's Angels and Latino drag, it's it's kind of going, what?
Yeah.
It's intriguing. The Cavern Club Theater is in the basement of Casita del Campo, an iconic restaurant in Los Angeles. And I sense that you guys never get sick of Casita in terms of dinner, because I don't really, I feel like, Danny, I've had meals with you, and it feels like we love this.
Yeah, I have my go-tos.
You have your go-tos.
I'll get adventurous once in a while, but I can never go wrong with the tacos or the enchiladas suizas or those Casita specials that are the little tostadas.
Yeah.
One with chicken, one with beef. It's like, it's so good.
I'm not mad at that.
But every time we do the show, I always go with the intention of like, I'm not going to eat while I'm doing the show because I'm trying to watch my weight, and I'm like, never works.
Never works. There's that fucking those chips and salsa. You guys get a lot of gay folks coming to your shows, but I also feel like you get like a group of secretaries from Prudential Insurance. And like, talk to me about the fan base of Chico's and like what surprises you about it, how it's evolved. Because like when you came back after the pandemic, I think there was a lot of like people, and not just gay people, that were like, yes, I need this.
Well, you know what? It started because I started selling Tupperware a couple years before we debuted Chico's Angels.
Right.
And what happened was every time I would do it, I started becoming very successful doing that. I started inviting a lot of my clients to come see the show. So they would bring friends and family. They would come, and then they'd come back and bring friends and family. And they just started evolving from there. But I honestly think a majority of our audience isn't even necessarily gay and lesbian. It's straight women bringing their families and their husbands.
Yeah, because they know there's no swear words. I didn't realize that. There's no F-bombs. I love it. Kurt and Danny, what have you noticed about the fan bases? Do you get people coming back over and over? Are there like groupies for you guys? Do you have a nickname for your fans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Kurt. You tell.
Oh, well, I was, back early days, I was helping run the box office. So I was seeing the same people come back week after week, bringing new people. And I remember Oscar, had all those Tupperware ladies, and some of those ladies dragged their husbands to the show after seeing it.
Right.
And then the husbands came up to me and brought more people because they said, I thought this was just a drag show. And, this is hilarious because it's not, people, I think they think, oh, they're going to be drag queens and you put dollar bills and you scream and get drunk. And it's like, no, it's a play. It's a musical.
It's a play.
And you're gonna be entertained. We're gonna entertain you. I've noticed a lot of repeat.
Yeah.
We'd be remiss if we did not mention Sarah and Lupe, who I think for most of 26 years or 20 years that we've been doing it, they've been there every time, and they bring people, and God bless them. They've seen every episode at least 6 times or 10.
That's not more.
Yeah.
They were our original groupies, but we have a lot of like diehard fans that, and I remember one time after we do the greet meets afterwards, a group of women came up and they're like, "Oh, this one's you. This one's you. This one's you." Like they were all claiming one of us. Like
Sex and the City characters. Like this is like, hey.
Exactly.
Wow. I love that.
Exactly. Which made it really exciting. I'm like, oh my God, this is fun.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, and I remember, I think the person spoke to Kurt, but I remember this one, this was probably the best compliment I feel like we ever got. A couple came, and the husband had just gotten back from Afghanistan.
Oh wow!
And the wife brought him to this. She didn't tell him what she was bringing him to. And afterwards, I think they came up to Kurt and said, "Oh my God, he's all. If my wife had told me what we were coming to, I wouldn't have come to this. He's all. This is exactly the kind of laugh I needed, having just gotten back. He's all. This was incredible." And I was like, "Wow, that was such a compliment."
That's amazing.
But, yeah.
Do you guys remember early days when Herb Diamond would come?
Yeah.
He worked on the original Charlie's Angels, and he would sit in the front, and he would be guffawing and going, "Oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack."
Yeah. And we thought he was going to have a heart attack because the way he was laughing.
Right.
So we didn't know who he was.
Right. We didn't know who he was at first. And I've had friends from my husband's work come, and they get so involved and the best thing I ever heard one of them say while the show is on, she turned to her friend and went, "Oh, that Chita, she never learns." And I just,
she doesn't though. You know what? She's not wrong.
But I thought that was so charming. It made me so happy that they were so invested in the character like that.
Yeah, that is wild. Casita del Campo, though, they have drinks there, and sometimes in that basement theater, people feel like they can be part of the show. Like it's a different vibe. It's all bets are off. I'm sure you've had to deal with all manner of drunken unruliness.
We have.
Oh God!
I'll tell you, we have a lot, but more the past the two recent times that we've done the show, it's been a lot less. And I think it's because our audiences are maturing with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Dennis, there was one time, this is what I meant by we don't write F-bombs into the show, but I could not take it because this one person just kept heckling us.
Right.
And I couldn't get my bearings. And I just got to the point where I'm like, shut the fuck up in the middle of the show. And I stopped the show and I'm like, shut up. Please shut up. And I'm like, you're not letting us do our fucking job here. And I was just so frustrated. But Danny's right. It hasn't happened this last, my God, knock on some wood, because it hasn't happened in the last run.
Did it work when you shut her down? Did the person calm down?
I think their friends took her out because they were embarrassed by that point.
Yeah. Oh, and also we seem to be quicker to, do you need to be escorted out? And then
do you need to leave?
Yeah.
Do you need to leave? Yeah.
There's that.
But we also had someone in the front row years ago, and it's on tape, threw up in the front row on the wall, and the friends carried this person out, came back, and cleaned up what they threw up, and the show never stopped.
Right. Just through the throwing up and the cleaning up. It was all there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I did add a line where it's like, what does that smell? And I added, I think it's vomit.
Yeah, there it is. You know what? Just acknowledge it. It's there. Just own it. The Charlie's Angels, the real ones, had this 50th anniversary reunion recently through the Paley Center. How many of you went? I did not go.
Oscar and I went.
Danny and I went.
What was it like? That was Jacqueline, Kate, and Cheryl Ladd, and they were being interviewed by George Pinocchio. And I'm sure I knew half the audience. Like, what was it? A magical night?
It was surreal. I gotta say, it was surreal because I was such a fan as a little boy, and my two favorite things in the world were Charlie's Angels and beauty pageants. So that's why the first episode is about us going undercover in a beauty pageant.
Yeah.
And just the fact that I was in the same room with them all at the same time, it was surreal. And I remember kind of having that moment where, like, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I don't know if I should say this. You might want to cut it. I don't know. But George Pinocchio was terrible. He did not ask the kind of questions that I think we wanted to know.
All right. Interesting. Danny, what do you remember about that night? What was your takeaway?
Well, it was fun because we know Mike Tingle. Mike Tingle works with us a lot.
And he's the ultimate Charlie's Angels fan. He's met them all. He's got all the memorabilia. Like, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, we've also heard tales.
Yeah.
And
because he's worked with all of them at one point or another. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see those dynamics on stage. And I don't know, it's just going in knowing that Kate Jackson was the major inspiration for the show, or, you know, she thought of the show, she helped Daughter Spell and come up with stuff. So she was kind of the leader, and then later on things fell apart as the show continued the 7 seasons. And it was interesting to see the way Kate handled herself on stage for this, and would defer everything to Jacqueline, and Jacqueline would take, you know, she'd take the lead on some stuff, and Cheryl would sit there and she'll speak when she was spoken to and be cute and lovey.
Right.
But it was interesting just watching the dynamics of them and realizing how Oscar, Ray, and I are kind of the same, not the same traits, but the same kind of relationship we can have, the three of us.
I love that show. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying, Kurt?
Am I Aaron Spelling?
You're Aaron Spelling.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I loved that show as a kid. It was my favorite, too. And I was trying to think, why did gay boys love Charlie's Angels? I mean, it feels like obvious, but I'm trying to break down, what is it? The glamour?
The glamour, the fish out of water element, because we all felt so different, and then seeing these women that weren't in a traditional element was exciting for us. I remember Barbara Streisand was once asked about, why do you think she has such a big gay fan base? And she's like, I think because I represent something different. And that's what people who always feel like they're on the outskirts gravitate toward, people who are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it also had something to do with how the Angels had more to offer than just TNA.
Right.
And it was fun seeing women in this position. And, you know, it's kind of like when we're growing up and we don't feel like we fit in.
Right.
We're not taking the lead on stuff. We're holding back, but it's great to see these women take control.
Something that isn't masculine is kicking ass in a man's world. And maybe if they can do it, maybe we can do it too. I don't know, but I know every gay guy my age loved it. I used to draw pictures of them. Like, that was my favorite thing to draw. I was all about it. And
Dennis, how many times have you just had that moment where you did the Charlie's Angels pose with your friends in a photo?
Countless.
Right.
Countless.
Even as a kid.
Yeah. All right. I have a surprise for you guys. I prepared a Love Boat quiz, since this is the Love Boat episode. So you can either compete against each other, or you can, as a team, kind of confer and give me a final answer and see how you do as a group.
Should be a team.
Okay, you're going to be a group. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Question 1 is about the cast. Everyone knows Captain Steubing, but what was the full name and actual job title of the beloved crew member simply known as Gopher? That was a nickname.
Oh, right. He's the purser.
Okay, you got purser right.
He had a really difficult name, actually.
Yeah.
That's why they called him Gopher.
Yeah.
And I just saw this episode that they say his name, and I forgot it.
That's all right. It's all right. You get a point for purser. The yeoman purser, they said. He was chief purser later in the episode. But his real name as a full character was Bert Gopher Smith. You're right, Kurt. A super complicated name. But he also, Fred Grandy also went to Congress as a congressperson at one point. Okay.
Is he Democrat or Republican?
I can't remember. And I think if it has to do with politics, I probably don't want to know. Because I found if it has to do with that, I don't want to read the headline. That's where we are, even from 40 years ago. Okay. While the show was filmed on sound stages, it used real cruise ships for exterior shots and luxury cruises. What was the name of the main ship featured in the series?
Princess Cruises.
But which one?
Which one?
Yeah.
The Princess.
The something princess.
Were they jewels? Was it emerald? Something like emerald?
Nope.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. I'm going to give you a half a point for princess, but it was the Pacific Princess.
Pacific Princess.
Which I actually worked on the real Pacific Princess for 3 weeks in the late 80s as a dancer. And we were in the South Pacific, Tahiti and Hawaii and Bora Bora.
Did you go to China?
Yeah. No, we did not. And not with that one. But those ships were fun, but they had marble dance floors. So that wasn't fun. because you're as a dancer. All right. The iconic, catchy theme song, The Love Boat, is an absolute staple of pop culture. Which famous jazz pop artist originally sang it for the first 8 seasons?
Ooh, and it's so funny because I've been playing it on all our all the Instagram postings, and I don't know the name.
All right.
Is it Bobby Vinton?
Nope. You're close, but not right. The singer was Jack Jones. You guys are doing much worse at this than I had predicted.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Well, ask us Charlie's Angels questions. We'll know.
That's true. I should have asked you Charlie's Angels question. Okay. Okay, this one you might get. But you know what? Maybe you won't. The Love Boat was famous for its sitcom-style tone, but it broke traditional boundaries for an hour-long show. What feature did it uniquely use that most hour-long shows avoided?
A laugh track.
Yes, well done, Danny. You said it. You got it right. A laugh track. Very good. Okay. This legendary artist and king of pop art actively sought out a role on the show. He played himself in a plot line where he was terrified a passenger would reveal his past. Who was it?
Andy Warhol.
Yes, I did not know that. I mean, the second they say pop artist, that's who I'd guess because I don't know anyone else.
Andy Warhol was on it?
Andy Warhol was on The Love Boat. Do you remember this, Kurt?
Yes, I do. You can watch that actually on YouTube.
All right. Was he good? Could he deliver a line?
No, he was just Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
It was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
It was just awkward.
Okay. A future Oscar-winning megastar made one of his earliest television appearances on The Love Boat in 1980, playing a character named Rick Martin. Who was this actor? He went on to win 2 Oscars.
2 Oscars?
I think 2. And
Sean Penn?
They were back-to-back.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Well done, Oscar. Well done.
Yeah. Well, you got me with the back-to-back.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Ted Lang, or somebody said, is it Lange? Lang? Okay. Played the ship's cheerful bartender, Isaac Washington. What was Isaac's signature physical gesture whenever he greeted passengers or made a smooth comment? And you're all doing it. It's his double finger guns accompanied by a wide smile. There you go. All right. Does anyone do that in your show? Are there any? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. There it is. Captain Stubing's daughter, Vicky, played by Jill Whalen, eventually joined the ship's crew. How did she legally become part of his life on the show? That doesn't make any sense.
He got full custody of her, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, but he didn't know she existed.
That's right. You guys are putting it together. I think that's a match between the two of you. He discovered she was his daughter. Yeah. He discovered she was his daughter from a past relationship and formally adopted her on the ship. Okay.
Wow.
Yes. The entire concept of The Love Boat wasn't a random studio idea. It was actually adapted from a 1974 nonfiction book called The Total Love Boat. What was the profession of the woman who wrote that book?
Oh, goodness.
Was she a hooker?
No.
Cruise director?
Cruise director is correct. It was a cruise director, Kurt, and her name was Geraldine Saunders. Okay. This is the easiest one of the whole thing. Here we go. Bernie Capel played the ship's resident ladies' man and doctor, Adam Bricker. What was his universal nickname on board?
Doc.
Doc. See, I wanted to give you guys a unison answer correct. So you got that right. And you got, some right. I didn't keep track. But you know what?
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yes. What?
Okay, Charo was a frequent guest on that show. Does anybody know what her name was?
As a same character? Wait, what was it, Danny?
Same character. I know the name.
Is it April? April Ramirez or April Jimenez?
You got April correct.
April Showers?
Right.
Is it a Latina name? April Garcia.
April Lopez.
April Lopez. So she would come back as the same character.
It was the same character. And in
April.
the first episode, she was a stowaway trying to come over from Mexico.
Wow. Oh.
So she played a Mexican on The Love Boat.
That's interesting, even though she's from Spain. Yeah. Man, there you go. You guys, tell everybody how they can come and see your show. What do they need to do?
Well, the show runs for 4 weeks, and the first 3 weeks are available on my website, kaysedia.com, but that's KAYSEDIA.com. And the show runs Wednesday through Sunday, double shows on Saturday and Sunday. We're at the Casita del Campo Mexican restaurant in Silver Lake. So it's a great night out, a great matinee. You can come have lunch or dinner before the show or after, and bring your friends. And then you can grab some drinks and take them into the theater with you.
Yeah,
one drink, and then drink more after the show.
Yeah, just don't puke. Don't puke.
Just don't get drunk.
No puking. Yeah. Here's my final thought. I remember when you guys came back and were doing the show again after the pandemic, after a really long break, and how fun it was, how thrilling it was, how good it felt to be in the audience. What does it mean to you now to still be doing the show? How has your relationship to it changed? And what do you remember about coming back and still doing it? I'm sure there's a part of you that looks at each other backstage and you're like, I can't believe we're still fucking doing this. Well, no effing, because you don't say that, because you're clean, apparently.
We say
it to ourselves.
Yeah. What does it mean to you now to be doing the show?
Well, first of all,
you guys want to go first?
I'm grateful to heck that people still want to come see the show, that we get to do these characters, and it's just a blast. It's so much fun to do. But I will say, coming back, I didn't realize how exhausting it would be as we got older. And I'm wondering, how the heck did I do this show when I had a full-time job?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I can imagine thinking that for sure. What about for you, Kurt?
I think, it's when the show hits and the audience really is on it, it's an energy that you just describe, but you are extremely exhausted after the show.
Well, and you guys do like 3 a day sometimes. You guys are maniacs.
Well, 2. We used to do 3. Sometimes we did 3. I remember we did 3 once.
Yeah. Crazy.
We're too old.
You're too old. It's too old for this shit. What about for you, Oscar?
It's funny. I've had a complete evolution with the entire thing because I got sick of it for some time, and then Ray moved away and the energy changed, and I just thought, well, this is over. And then the pandemic hit, and I just thought we weren't going to ever really get back to it because we didn't have a falling out, but we all kind of started losing touch with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ray came into town one weekend, and we all had lunch, and we were just all chit-chatting, and then Danny and I reconnected and did a Christmas show, and I just got really nostalgic for it. And just almost, not almost, but I became grateful that I was able to do that. That show brought people so much joy. And we had a blast doing it most of the time. So when we got together for that lunch, I said, hey, how would you guys feel about if we just brought it back just maybe one last time?
Right. Just you're like your Jerry Halliwell at the Spice Girls lunch saying, let's do it one more time for the kids.
And everybody said yes. So then we figured it out. We figured out how to get Ray back to do it. We got the crew back together, and we had a blast. And we had a false start because we were supposed to start and the theater wasn't ready, and then we had to reschedule it. And then we did that show, and the entire run sold out before we even opened.
People were clamoring. People were so excited to see you guys back after the pandemic. I remember that.
So then I asked the guys, hey, do you want to just keep going until we're done again? And then I think so far everybody's good with that. And I don't know, we might have another year left in us, but we'll see. Because it's exhausting.
Yeah, but I think
it's like the share.
Oh, go ahead.
It's like the share farewell to each one of these episodes.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Well, like with the Mismatch Game, the show that I do. When I was younger, I thought maybe this could lead to some other thing or whatever. And then you get that knocked out of you and you're like, now it's just the thrill of doing it, the fun of doing it. And I think that you guys all have that. I have one more final question because sometimes I have extra final questions. Cool. What's your favorite moment in Love Boat Chicas and why?
I can't say mine because it's kind of a spoiler.
Okay. But, hint around, beat around the bush, literally.
I'll say my favorite. It's the pipe scene.
What happens with a pipe? Something funny happens?
I'm going to say it's the pipe scene.
Oh, you have to come and see what the pipe is.
Yeah.
I like playing the dead dancer, so you'll have to see what that means.
Okay. Because dead people dance better than they're given credit for. So thank you for carrying that mantle. Danny, can you say anything about yours?
Goodness. It's just... I'll just say I make my fellow angels and bossmen worry about me very much.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. The recognition dawns. You guys, I love you. I love that you're doing this show. I can't wait to come and see it. And I hope everyone else comes and sees it as well. Long may you reign on the sea. Thank you so much. It was fun talking to you guys.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Bye.
Your jam. Bye.
Thank you again to Oscar, Danny, and Kurt. Go see Chico's Angels June 3rd through the 28th. It's Love Boat Chicas. You can get your tickets at quesadilla.com. It's going to be fun. All right, so this happened. Not a lot happened. I got a little run down, I think, because I was running myself ragged, but I did do something kind of fun last night. I watched the first 2 episodes of the Kylie Minogue docuseries with my friends Doug and John. It's on Netflix. I'm a fan of Kylie. But I don't know that much about her, really. And so the first 2 episodes were interesting. I didn't know she had a love affair with Michael Hutchence from NXS. And it was, the way it was depicted in this docuseries was like a beautiful love affair. So that was pretty interesting. And, her background as a soap star in Australia, I knew that, but I didn't know quite what a phenomenon it was. But anyway, there's something inside her that keeps going. And I hope that the 3rd episode, which I haven't seen yet, kind of sheds some light on that, because she's very nice, but she must be ambitious to keep going like she's gone. I don't think they don't depict like a big manager or agent like pushing her. There's no Freddie DeMann or Tommy Mottola driving her. And to have this long a career and to kind of reinvent over and over again and go through some different struggles, there had to be something really strong inside. And so, I love Kylie. And now we're getting to her pop era. I haven't gotten to that yet, like where she started to have all the bangers. So I'm excited about that. All right, something to check out on Netflix. I hope you are having a good holiday weekend. You will hear this afterwards. I'm recording this before Memorial Day. But I hope everything's going good in your world. Thank you for listening. I want to give a shout out to Oscar Rosario for mixing the episodes. My theme music is by Mark Daniels for Replacement Music. Catch you next time on Dennis Anyone. Bye.